Hi everyone and welcome to Pearls of Fisdom with Nirmal Bang. I'm Avan Dabash. Today we want to talk about the export arm of the Indian Railways. This is a company that provides infrastructure, consultancy and engineering under the Railway Ministry. I'm talking about Rites. They have expanded their footprint with major projects underway in Vietnam, Nepal, Sri Lanka and a whole host of other countries in the works. Let us connect then with Rahul Mithal. He's the Chairman Managing Director of Rites, now joining us. Thank you for taking time out, and I'd like to start off with the projections that you've spoken about, that you started off the company with humble beginnings and then now being granted the prestigious Navratna-status. There has been consistent value creation for stakeholders. Walk us through some of the milestones and what has really prompted this very strong growth for the company and what has led to it.
What started in April 74 as the first Indian Railways PSU, within the first decade itself, our predecessors had the vision to diversify into all areas of infrastructure. And the last 5 decades, as we completed our 50 years in April this year, we have diversified into all different areas of infrastructure. And today, in India, amongst all the government consultancy companies as well as private consultancy companies, we are the only infrastructure consultancy company which has all areas of infrastructure consultancy under one roof. So that's a huge matter of pride for us. And in the last 5 decades, we have operated for domestic and more than 55 countries internationally. The last year has been all the more eventful for us. We achieved the Navratna-status, where we now join the elite club of 30 odd Maharatna and Navratna government companies. We also completed, as I said, our 50 years in April. And interestingly, we also achieved a milestone in Q3 of last year, where we became a one order a day company and one order a calendar day. So now we are, and we are confident that we will be able to maintain that trend. So now we are a one order a day company, which is another immense source of satisfaction for our team.
Absolutely, and securing these highly competitive global tenders, there has recently been Bangladesh as well as Mozambique. Tell us a little bit more about what is the timeline for these projects and what is the outlook in terms of some of the other global tenders that you're looking to get?
Yes, in fact, interestingly, even on this export of rolling stock front, we've been doing this business for the last 4-5 decades. And these two were the first two export tenders which were global tenders. So earlier to these, most of them were the line of credit Exim Bank tenders, where the competition was limited to Indian companies. And these two tenders were global tenders, where we were competing with the toughest of competition. And we have got both these orders. So again, this was a step forward, and that has given us the confidence that we are now bidding for a lot of global opportunities in the export of rolling stock business segment. It requires a lot of market intelligence, doing a lot of homework, being able to find the right price point. And with these two successes in the last few months, I think we should be able to capitalize on this experience and get some more orders. As far as these two orders are concerned, the Mozambique order, which is for 10 locomotives, that's progressing on track. All our efforts, since these two export orders came after a gap of about 4 years, the COVID and the post-COVID period. So our interest is there that we try and execute these orders, start execution as early as possible, so that the revenue realization happens at least, we would aim for Q4, if not at least Q4, then Q1 of next FY. The Bangladesh order also, some temporary, maybe a setback for a few months, but it will be on track. It's on track, and I'm sure that definitely by early next FY, that should start generating revenue also.
And walk us through the outlook when it comes to your overall revenue projections as well, in terms of your turnkey segment, how you're looking at the leasing segment as well. They have been growing at a very hectic clip. So what is the growth projection?
You see, our core business, our core strength is consultancy. So, last FY, we saw a growth in our consultancy business, an all-time high revenue in the project consultancy. So, moving forward, also, we would continue building up on our core consultancy business. We are not a construction company, so all other streams of revenue are subservient to the overall business model of us being a consultancy company. So whether it is leasing or whether it is the some of the turnkey orders which we take, they are either for some strategic spin-off reasons where we see future opportunities, or the model is primarily consultancy with the revenue passing through our balance sheet as a turnkey project. But primarily, our strength is consultancy, and we would build up on that.
And what is the outlook when it comes to your net profits as well? Do you think that after a bit of a blip in the previous quarters, you will look at growing your overall net profit, because there was that dip in the export growth? Is that now behind us? Will you grow your net profits at a faster clip?
You see, the last year has also been an interesting year in terms of the changing dynamics in our ecosystem of competition. Even if you compare YOY in terms of the orders received, the ratio of competition to nomination has turned upside down. So huge percentage of orders now, nearly 70% plus in this quarter, have been on a competitive mode. So while we have achieved the milestone of being a one order a day company, we are doing this even in this huge competitive scenario. So obviously it takes a hit on the margins, the erstwhile EBITDA margins, which we have seen historically. Obviously they are difficult to sustain. However, moving forward, this FY, we see a year of consolidation, of trying to come as close to the previous FY as possible. And these new orders which we have been receiving sustainably for the last 2 quarters, and in this quarter also moving forward, our aim would be to focus on their quicker execution, so that by latter part of this FY, or definitely by next FY, they start generating more revenue. So next FY, we build up on where we are on this FY in terms of both top line and bottom line.
I understand that as of June 2024, your order book stands at about 6,300 odd crore rupees. What is the projection when it comes to your order book?
Yes, interestingly, the order book within 1 quarter itself grew from 5,700 crores to 6,350 crores in Q1. And the trend which has been happening in Q2 and moving forward, we definitely would see the order book growing. I can definitely say that on a sequential basis, the order book would continue growing, even though there would be a lot of focus on increased execution, but I would see the order book growing sustainably, sequentially, as well as YOY.
And you're really looking at very strong technological integration, being IT ready, skill ready, and AI ready. Tell us a little bit more about how technology plays a big role in what you do.
This is something very close to our heart, and as we move forward from our 50th year moving forward, our vision, where do we go forward? We want to graduate from a project management consultancy company to a program management consultancy company, which sees projects on a overall view, dovetailing each one of them, so that the client or a particular geography has a clear dovetailing of all the individual projects. And moving forward, to realize this dream of being a go-to program management consultancy company, the role of whether it is still skill development, IT, AI, we are focusing on this in a big way. as you correctly said, the IT Ready initiative, the AI Ready initiative, and the Skill Ready initiative. These are some things which we are attaching huge importance to, considering that as a company, our resource is our people. So this is part of a very serious initiative for us as we move forward from our 50th year onwards.
And you're also looking to expand your high margin international project consultancy operations. Tell us more as to what kind of revenues you get from here and how you're looking to expand.
Yes, in fact, the Rites Videsh strategic initiative, which entails the export of rolling stock business and the international project consultancy business. As a strategic initiative, we have formed a core group which is working on the Rites Videsh initiative. Uh, as we speak, we have about 8-9 international project consultancy works also going on, whether it's an airport in Nepal, it's a highway in Guyana, some projects in Bangladesh. So we have recently set up shop in Middle East, in UAE, in Abu Dhabi. We are working on the something on the IMEC. So all these initiatives are our thrust to take project consultancy as well as export of rolling stock to the next level under the Rites Videsh strategic initiative.
And how will the overall share of exports as well grow over the next few years in FY26 and so on?
Yes, on a steady basis, our contribution from the export stream, whether it is the export of rolling stock or project consultancy, would contribute. We are aiming that it should be about 20 to 25% of the pie. It's a good margin stream of revenue. And as I said, as far as export of rolling stock is concerned, these two fresh orders which we've got recently, they should start generating revenue definitely in the next FY or latter part of this FY. And as we aim to get more orders in the export of rolling stock, as well as push for getting more orders in international project consultancy, I see that on a steady basis, we should be able to aim, and we are aiming for that, and we should be able to reach about 20 to 25% on an average annual basis of the total contribution, at least by the next FY.
And I understand that now you're also growing your share in the quality assurance from the non-railway clients. How is that really picking up and how is that doing for you?
Yes, the last FY, we got a hit of about 300 odd crores from both these streams of business. If you compared it to the previous FY YOY, whether it was no revenue from the export stream since the earlier orders had finished and there were no fresh orders, and this quality assurance business which Rites was doing traditionally on a nomination basis with Indian Railways as a major client for last more than 4-5 decades, that opened up early last FY to 4 players. So there was a reduction in the pie of business as well as the rates went down. So we took that as a challenge, and in export of rolling stock, you've seen us getting the fresh orders by the end of the FY and beginning of this FY. In the quality assurance business, what started the year as last year as about 2/3 from Indian Railways as a client and 1/3 as non-IR clients, by the end of this FY, we have already reached about, as I said, the reverse. Now we have about 60% plus non-IR clients and about the balance IR clients. So we have opened up to a lot of new areas in non-IR clients, whether it is the PM Vishkarma scheme where we are doing inspection, whether it is the GEM portal where we are doing inspection, a lot of new clients in non-IR. And these orders have come in the last few months. And these have started generating revenue, will generate more revenue as the quarters pass by in this FY. So and we got our first international quality assurance order from Sri Lankan Railways. So the while it was a challenge, I think it was an opportunity waiting to be seized, which we did. And now we are opening up more and more to the non-IR in quality assurance business also.
And given the kind of healthy push that we see in the Capex push by the government into really boosting this sector, how do you plan to really capitalize on that? What's your view on all that has been done in this vein?
You see, as an infrastructure consultancy company which has presence across nearly all areas of infrastructure, this huge capex push by the government is a big opportunity for us. And that's why the ability to leverage this, to be able to reach a milestone of being a one order a day company, is because we are able to use our strength, our experience, and tap on these opportunities, whether it is the highway sector, the rail infra sector, airports, metros. So a large number of work, institutional buildings. We are doing work in IIT Delhi, IIT Bhubaneswar. Recently, we got an order for an institutional building, a medical college in Maharashtra. So whether they are institutional buildings or highways, metros, rail infra, we've been able to tap this huge growth in capex allocation to our advantage.
So can we safely say that you can see a strong double-digit EBITDA growth in the coming years? EBITDA?
You see, as I mentioned, the stress on margins will be there as we move to this competitive scenario. Being able to reach the erstwhile EBITDA margins would be near to impossible. However, the aim is to have growth in absolute EBITDA, absolute PAT, and as the margins decrease, the aim is to get more and more orders, get a larger bouquet of orders, so that your absolute EBITDA and absolute PAT increase. This year is going to be a year of consolidation, as I mentioned, to try and reach as close as possible to the previous FY. And our aim would be to expedite execution of the new orders that we are getting with this push on business development from our side. And I think the next FY, you would see a growth in both the absolute EBITDA and the top line vis-a-vis this current FY.
And any pearls of wisdom that you would like to share with us in terms of how you're really at the helm of this company? Any advice?
I think most interestingly, we have a huge legacy. As they say, we have a dharohar, which we respect, value. Our resources are our people. Some of our employees have experience of 30-35 years. We have a lot of young people who are the future of Rites. And that's why our vision to be future ready. And I think we are very well placed as a combination of experience and youth. And that's what gives us the confidence that moving forward, we will continue to build up on this legacy and keep tapping the opportunities as we move forward.
Sure, Mr. Mithal. It has been a pleasure interacting with you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on the bell icon to never miss an update from Nirmal Bang.